We anticipated that this would occur at some point. Ivanka Trump appears to have implicated her family in the $250 million fraud lawsuit brought by New York Attorney General Letitia James against her, her brothers, her father, and the Trump Organization, which is the least shocking news of the week. The judge has graciously been asked to postpone the trial by the former first daughter. Her rationale? Because she was not personally involved in any of the alleged fraudulent activity by James. She said that her father and brothers might have, though. Ivanka's legal team claimed in court documents submitted this week that there is not a single allegation that Ms. Trump directly or indirectly created, prepared, reviewed, or certified any of her father's financial statements in the fraud complaint James' office filed against her and her family last year. Other people were in charge of those tasks, according to a letter from her attorneys. Ivanka's request for the case to be postponed seems unlikely, given that the judge in charge of the case, Arthur Engoron of the New York State Supreme Court, has already stated that the trial will start on October 2, come hell or high water. She adds that, unlike her brothers, who continue to run the family business, she resigned from her position as a top executive back in 2017 when she accepted a job in the Trump White House in the hopes that her unique role and circumstances will persuade him otherwise. But Ivanka's legal problems don't end there. Last month, special counsel Jack Smith served her and her loser husband, Jared, subpoenas requiring them to testify before a federal grand jury regarding Trump's botched takeover on January 6, 2021. The New York Times claims the decision by the special counsel Jack Smith to subpoena Ms. Trump and Mr. Kushner highlights the extent to which Mr. Smith is penetrating Mr. Trump's inner circle and is the most recent indication that no one is above the law. 2 weeks have passed since Mr. Smith's subpoena for former Vice President Mike Pence to testify before the grand jury was made public, and now word of the subpoena. As the Senate President, Mr. Pence plans to use his position to argue that the subpoena violates the Constitution's speech or debate clause. Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed Smith as special counsel last year to oversee 2 ongoing DOJ criminal investigations into Donald Trump. The first concerns the former president's alleged misuse of government records, including classified documents, and the second concerns his involvement in the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6. Over the past few weeks, grand juries in Washington, D.C. have heard testimony from a number of former top Trump administration officials for both investigations. Ivanka has not yet replied to the summons. Everything is playing out exactly as Mary Trump foresaw it would back in January 2022, when she said Ivanka would eventually turn against her father to save her own skin and was probably making a calculation of what would help her in the long run. She is aware that she must take the proper stance, Mary predicted. Or else, she'll stick with being her father's ally, and we'll have to wait and see how that works. She's in a terrible position because she needs to realize that Donald will stop defending her if he decides it's necessary. If Donald thinks doing so will serve his interests best, he will accuse anyone.